Okay, Coach, coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Wait, 10, wait, 20! 58, come on! Check pass.
The second-year man from USC, this is Ronald Jones. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays, too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
They'll try the right side with Jones. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Give them 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the others, you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Deron Harmon, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Set, 250! Tight end left. 3 down.
On second down now, Swift. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
That's a good shot.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4.
Hey, give me a radar. Check Mike 45. Check Mike 45. Smooth.
Throwing is Stafford. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. And he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line. So a pretty shaky start here for both sides.
Yeah, each quarterback's throwing the ball to the other team. Do you think on both sidelines they're sitting them down and saying, okay, remember, this is the color jersey we're wearing. They're wearing the other color. Let's make sure we get it to our guys, please.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Running right, Jones. He's got the first down and more past midfield. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Deron Harmon makes the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
No, 66.
Now an Eastern Michigan man, Darius Jackson on the carry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
58, 29. Alpha. Come on, team. 72. 58, come on. 58, come on. Man, QB's trash. Let's go. Go. Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Sugar. And 58 is the Mike. Go 58 is the Mike. I'm coming up. When he hit.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Oh, he's thinking end zone for Evans. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's Desmond Trufant. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Now, to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline. And now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
They'll run on 1st down. Swift. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Now a handoff here to his running back. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
A gain of a yard on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Set. Get a 20. Watch the pass. Hey.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. And that's complete to Jesse James. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. On 4th down, on is Colby Wadman now to punt. Back deep, Taylor Gabriel. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty. So not just running into the punter, but roughing the punter.
And I'm struggling with this one. You know, you're watching it, partner. Is it more the first rather than the latter? This is a tough one. Almost feels like he felt like he had to call it on that play.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down leads to 1st and 10. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo.
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. James has got it. Complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Easy.
They run the counter. Swift. And they can't corral him. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7.
TJ Green on the tackle. A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 30-yard line.
We're scoreless after 1.
With no score.
second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Stafford. Well, he'll find Hall. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 20-yard line. Stafford now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Stafford. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Hall. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Watch the screen. Hey.
On 2nd down, Swift. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
They allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, P.I. gives them the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there with his 16th touchdown of the year. As his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Now Matt Prater for the point after. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40.
At their own 39-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. Now a first down carry by Jones. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Wait, that Alabama, 380, 58, right there. Hey, watch the slant. Watch out. Hey, switch gears, let me kill. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Switch it. Hey, check it. Kill. Shadow.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Regular. 58, Mike. Too low, 58 for Mike. You got nothing today. Rip. You got nothing. 58, come on.
On third down, Brady. He'll let this go end zone for Green. And it'll be intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
On first down, Swift. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on second and a couple. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
Second into his prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Stafford on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Vita Vea make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game.
That's right. Get off the train tracks, baby. Get off the train tracks.
And we'll remind you, coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Check 59.
After the sack on first down, Stafford into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44, and the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And this is caught by Evans. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
Wait, 20. Shadow. 72.
They'll run on first down. It's Jones. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Get ready. Check and reload.
On second down now, it's Jones, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll lead here to a third down.
Wide, 80. 53, Linda. Hey, Haywood. 58 to Mike, 58 to Mike. Hey, tight. 50 alert. 58 to Mike. Hey, Echo. 58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. I got you, son. Check it, reload.
The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
Wait, that's round 80. Go there then. Tight is right. Watch tight. Tight is right. Hey, Delta. 4 down. Check. 4 down. Check. Undercrunch. Hey, Bolt 66. Hey, Charlie. 58, boy. 58 is Mike. Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now. 58 to Mike. 58 to Mike. Blue down. Hey, second.
From the gun on third down, Brady. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans with his 16th touchdown of the year as they are now on the board here in the first half. Gostkowski the extra point. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. Couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Big 20.
From the 31, Stafford. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
180.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Check 3, check 3, check 3. Check 31, check 31. Let's go, come on, man, pick it up.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. To throw on 2nd and 6. Stafford. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack.
What I'm talking about.
So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece. 7-7 our score. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
Set. 180.
The 29-yard line.
And here we go. Watch the pass. 10. Jam.
On 2nd and 9, Stafford. Floating one, incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the...
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. T.J. Green with a pick. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
36. Check out route 72.
They'll go again to Jones. And he'll go down at the 28. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Switch.
Weapon.
He's coming, double up.
On first down, it's Vaughn. No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage.
He wasn't ready.
Wait, that. Right, 20.
I got you, punk. Watch 80.
Ozzy.
Hey, you're on the 9 over there. You're on the 9.
Now a give, right side. Jones. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Hey, 66.
To throw on third down, Brady. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Trey Flowers in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. And the 13-year man puts it through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
From the 30 on second down, Stafford. And some room to roam now. And it's a huge return as he brings this all the way back down to the 15-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
You're trapped.
Alpha.
Press down. Check 26.
Check it. Right to the head.
Throwing now is Brady. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bucs capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Gostkowski with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10.
Hey, Alpha.
45. Mike, 45.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Throwing deep for Galladay. That's caught at the 25. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
2nd and 5 now. Stafford. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in the touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Alert.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. Touchdown, Tampa Bay! Ronald Jones hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. You can't block me. You can't block me. Hey.
What happened?
They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
They'll run on first down. Swift. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Check 9, check 9.
Lions go for it on fourth. It's Stafford. It's caught. Jones. And out across midfield down to the 45. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Stafford now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
59! Easy!
Quick talk.
To the air again, Stafford. Throwing deep for Galladay. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Kill. Hey, turn it up.
2nd and 10, Stafford again. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. J.J. Nelson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer. Prater for the extra point. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
Let's go.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Regular!
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Jones. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer 1st down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Buzz! Check it!
On 1st down, Brady looking downfield for Godwin. He's got it at the 15. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Chris Godwin hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Extra point good by Gostkowski. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Stafford. This complete to Jones. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 45. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeout in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Now, meanwhile, the throw by Brady knocked away, incomplete.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turned into a nice play.
The Bucs on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. To throw, it's Brady. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the 1st down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Gostkowski's kick is good, but hang on, a flag is down. Now, if it's on the defense, they might decline it and take the points. So a special teams mistake on the field goal try leads to a new set of downs inside the red zone.
Orbit.
Brady now to throw. Now he's got it. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will.
Wait, that's 29. Alpha.
Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day on offense.
61. Matchbox lights.
Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. 58, right over there, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
Alert!
Big stop.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
At the 4-yard line.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
Here we go.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total.
Hey, exit. Hey, Alabama.
On 2nd and goal, Brady toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
No, 66. Bravo.
58, come on.
Rip.
No chance. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Brady now on 3rd and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt.
Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Wait, that Alabama, 380.
58, right there. All day, all day.
Joe Bandit. Alert! Hey, Zoo. Alert!
Brady going to look to throw. Looking for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10.
Big ass, big ass, big ass. Slam, slam.
Check it. Shadow. Hey, box truck, box truck.
58, boy, 58. 58.
Throwing again. Brady, he's going to take a shot for the end zone. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucks. Mike Evans with his 3rd touchdown and 18th on the year. And the Bucks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Gostkowski the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. Well, that last completion is certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on 3rd. They'll try the left side. Swift, and he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the 4th down. Here's Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a give right side. Swift. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Defensively, with this lead in the 4th quarter, I guess you can allow a run of that magnitude.
You're right about that, but really the focus has got to be don't fall in love with the idea that you're getting...
And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. It's the former Lion, Ndamukong Suh, in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Smooth.
Check the backer, check the backer. Check 40.
Double right.
Check 45 to Mike. I'm coming, baby. I'm coming, baby. Woo! Alert flare, alert flare, flare, flare.
To throw is Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
they will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Bucs, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to 10-4, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they'll drop to 9-5 on the year, and they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.